Hey, what's up guys? It's Rey Papi. I don't even know why I say my name because it's obviously in my channel. As you guys may know, if you follow me on any of my social medias, I've been doing music lately, and honestly, I couldn't be any more happier or feel any more creative than how I feel right now. Within the last 2 months, I've came out with my first EP with 5 tracks. My EP is called Reggaeton and is now available on all music platforms. And last week I came out with a new single called Atrévete, also on all music platforms. And all my tracks are produced and written by me, by yours truly. The reason why I wanted to make this video was to kind of talk about how I got into music. Ever since I was little, I've always been inclined more into the entertainment industry, into the creative, whatever you want to call that. For the past 6 years, I say the last 6 years is because I've been in LA for 6 years. And I feel like ever since I've been in LA, I've worked in all the fields, whether it's photography or creating videos or helping brands. I also started to do more of my art, more of my painting, and then I wanted to get more creative, and then I started to put my paintings into clothes that you and I can wear. Where was I going with that? If I start thinking about music, it goes back to when I was super young as well. Like, I remember I would lock myself in my room and just wear my headphones and just play Christina Aguilera songs and just like act them out in the mirror. And like music has always been around me, and I've always felt that the music I liked was different than the music that most of my friends like. You know, like I came from Cuba when I was 8 years old, so all the music that I grew up with was mostly in Spanish, like Chayanne, Thalia, Paulina Rubio, Shakira, David Bisbal, Enrique Iglesias, Marco Antonio Solis, Luis Fonsi, Marc Anthony, Aventura, just all in Spanish. So it was kind of hard for me to, you know, translate myself into the English world. And I remember a lot of the songs that my friends in school knew, like I didn't even know because I was the older brother. So usually, like, you know, your older sibling is supposed to teach you those things, and since I was the older brother and we had just came from Cuba, like I didn't have anybody to teach me those things. And that's just not with music. It also happens with like iconic American movies. Like I don't know a lot of American movies because of that, because I came from Cuba and it's a different culture and everything. But yes, you know, growing up, I would always like act music out, like locked in my room with the mirror, and I would go all out, like especially to those Christina Aguilera songs. What's the name? Oh, Hurt. Oh my god. You know, it wasn't until recently that I thought to myself, like, hey, no, like I can create music and be myself and use my own voice and just like use the talent that I have. And I can remember exactly the exact moment that it hit me. This past Coachella 2022, I went with my friends, and I remember seeing Karol G and Becky G performing on that big Coachella stage in Spanish, and something about that performance just like gave me chills, and it kind of like knocked some sense into me, like, damn, like these are 2 Latinas and they're singing Spanish songs in front of the whole Coachella audience. And honestly, I will never forget that moment. That was kind of like a what do you call those things? Like an eye-opening moment for me. 2 or 3 days after Coachella, when I ordered myself my first microphone on Amazon, it was like $30, and I was like, you know what? Let me just like try it out. Like, so then I got the microphone, and then I was like, okay, I have the microphone. Now what? Like, what do I need to do? Obviously, I need beats. And I was like, I don't have money. I don't have like thousands or even hundreds of dollars to pay somebody else to make beats for me. So what do I do when I don't know how to do something? I learn. I went on YouTube and I taught myself how to make beats. I remember when I first made my first song, La Tarjeta, which is the first song on my EP Reggaeton. I made it and I was like, wait, this sounds kind of good. So then I showed it to a couple of my friends and they were like, Ray, like, yes, like this is, this sounds good. Keep learning, keep doing it. And honestly, I just kept doing it. I kept like teaching myself. By the time I realized, I had a second song called No Te Quiero, which is the second song on my album. By the way, all of the songs on my EP are in order of how I made them because it was my first EP and I just thought it was special. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the exact same order that I made it. If it wasn't for my friends and my friends' support, I don't know if I'd be here today because one thing is believing in yourself, which I do, and I feel like that's what has made me do everything that I've done till this day. But another thing is having your friends support and having supportive friends there with you, and real friends that are not gonna like sugarcoat things and are gonna tell you straight up. Like, and honestly, I showed it to a couple of my friends and they were like, yeah, Ray, like this is good, keep going. And by the time I realized it, like I had a whole album produced and written by me, and honestly I couldn't be more proud of myself for it. I just like, still till this day, I think about it and I'm like, damn, like I really did that. But yeah, basically the moment that just opened everything for me was seeing Karol G and Becky G performing on that Coachella stage. I'm not gonna lie, like creating the beats was the most challenging part because the lyrics comes to me so natural, which is kind of the reason why I wanted to write in Spanish, because Spanish is my first language and I just feel so much more comfortable with it. I feel like I can express myself better in Spanish. Like I can use words that can better express what I'm feeling rather than if I do it in English. And that doesn't necessarily say that I'm not going to do any English songs, it will come. But for my first EP and my first few songs, I do feel more comfortable in Spanish, and it's just like the vibe. It's my Rey Papi vibe, and it's what I love. It's what I do. Like about 2 weeks after I released my EP, I performed at this gay club here in downtown LA, and I was only supposed to do like 2 songs, and when I finished like the second song, everybody was like, otra. So then I was like, okay, I did a third song. When I was on that stage, I was giving so much energy because those were my songs and it just felt so natural. It felt exactly where I had to be at the right time, and honestly, I couldn't have been any happier. 2 weeks after that, I performed at another gay club here in LA. I performed La Tarjeta and it was amazing. Next week, I'm performing La Tarjeta and Atrévete at my friend's birthday party in Orange County, and I'm just so excited. I feel like I'm in such a creative bubble and it feels so good. As an artist, I love that I can express myself, whether it's through pictures or videos or paintings and now music. I feel so blessed that I'm able to express myself in different ways. I do feel like I bring my own vibe, my own style to the music industry, especially in the Latin, urban Latin reggaeton genre. Yes, everyone is Latin, but I do feel like I bring my own vibe, my own style to this. I'm also gay. I don't see any gay reggaeton artists out right now that are doing it for us. I feel like some of the artists kind of hint that they may or may not be gay, but like, come on, like that doesn't help like anybody. And I've been thinking, I like the music that I make is that music that you hear about all those like reggaeton artists like rapping about girls, but I'm rapping about guys, and I feel like teenagers in in Latin countries, in Chile, Costa Rica, Colombia, Venezuela, even from my own country, Cuba, can relate to that, because we don't have that right now. And honestly, that's what pushes me more to make this music, because I do feel like a lot of people can relate to my music, and a lot of people don't. And if you don't, that's fine. Like, I'm not like how do I say this? Like, you could be the juiciest apple on the tree and somebody's gonna want a peach. But that's of the point. Like, I do this because I love it and because I have fun with it. And honestly, like, I just love hearing myself, and I just love hearing all the bars that I come up with. It's just crazy. Like, I'm having so much fun with music right now, and I feel like that's where I'm at right now. Like, I'm doing music because I love it. I'm having so much fun. I'm learning so many different things. Like, it wasn't till 2 months ago where I went to the studio for the first time to actually re-record all of my songs, because I had done it like at my house with the microphone that I had just bought. And honestly, I've just been learning so much, and the fact that I produce my own music makes me feel even more secure and more sure of what I want. So when I go to the studio, I already know what I want. It's just easier to translate that. But yeah, that's what I've been up to for the past 3 months. Just been focused on my music, and because honestly, I have so many ideas. I have so many things in store, music related, art related, just everything. Right now, I feel like I'm in such a creative state of mind. And yeah, I'm just gonna use what my brain has to offer. I'm just gonna use what the universe is telling me to do. That's what I'm gonna do. And honestly, from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you guys so much for supporting me and listening to my music. I appreciate it so much. I will see you next time.